Hello and welcome to this Mayastar7 feature video. Today we're going to again talk about the texture bake manager, and today we're going to discover the very first feature about the texture transfer section of this. Now the very first that you can see is the from dummy, and this is split into two different functions. Export texture in dummy and import the dummy textures. Okay, today we're going to talk about the export texture in dummy and why that is important. So I'm going to import a MayaStar body. All right, and I'm going to select the mesh and open the UV toolkit, the UV editor. I guess I should be adding also hands and feet so that you can better see what's going on. All right. So in here, what we have is what is called the Pelted Map. All right. Here, if we expand the UV sets, you will see that we have more than one UV mapping. Okay, this is what makes the magic happen. So our friends here, all of these meshes, are actually getting the, okay, let's do like this, much easier to see what's going on. Okay, the Pelted Map is a map that you can also paint directly in Photoshop. It's easier to work with. It has a bare minimum amount of cuts between the parts, and it's well laid out. I mean, it's well spread, and it offers very low distortion. Okay, let's keep the color so it's easier to see. This is one of the options that you have. The other option, for example, is the Ptex Map. The Ptex Map is a map that is specifically aimed at not painting in Photoshop, but it is aimed at painting in another 3D package with with minimal distortion, because each face has its own UV shell, and this way we get let's switch everything to Ptex. Okay, and we maximize the texture coverage. Okay, so this is the second option. Map 1 is reserved to the Second Life UV map that is not visible to the user. Okay, so that is restricted, and it can be accessed by the scripts only. So you have two options to work with the UV mapping, and that's what you're going to get when using this option here from dummy. So today we're going to take a look at the export texture in dummy. Okay, and so when we click that, which UV set you would like to paint on, the pelted or the Ptex? Let's take a look at the pelted. Do you wish to open the output folder? Yes. Okay, so that's where it is. And so if I make a new scene and import this FBX over, we can see at it, we can take a look at it a little bit better. So this model is now in meters scale. It's still separated. Okay, and you can just import this thing here into any other package, 3D Coat, Substance Painter, whatever. All right, and you will be able to paint on, let's select this, to paint on the Pelted Map. Okay, it only has that map. Okay, so there will be no mistake on which texture mapping you're gonna use for the pieces that are part of this body. All right, and let's make another scene. Let's re-import the MayaStar body. Export texture in dummy. This time Ptex. This is most useful for softwares like 3D Code. And there's another thing here. Would you like to assign a single material UDIM or keep the original materials? This depends from the software application that you are sending this to. So if you're gonna create a new material, all of the parts that make up this avatar will get one single material, and therefore you will have to set up your import in the painting software as a UDIM, so that it takes advantage of the the two different UV spaces. Instead, if you are not willing to use a UDIM approach and you still want to use different materials, you just click on keep existing. Okay, so I will do a new material like this, and yes, I want to open the target folder. This is the Ptex UVs. Okay, it is still again in meters size, so you won't have a problem with the brush sizes and other things that are typical from other different 3D softwares like 3D Codes and Substance Painter. So everything will be always in meters this way. But this time you can see that the UV set has got the map 1, the only one UV set that we've got here is now using the Pelted Map. So it's really up to you what method you want to use. The whole thing will rely on recognizing which one you're going to use, you have used actually, when transferring your painted textures to the Second Life UVs based off the names on the images. So if you keep the image names with pelted in the name, it will know that it's gonna use the pelted UV map. If you write down Ptex in the texture names, well, the script will determine that the actual UV set that you used and that the images are based off from is the Ptex map. So that is the method of reasoning. Whichever is fine, whichever you are going to choose is fine. Just remember to save your painted textures with Ptex in the name of the images when you're using the Ptex type of approach, or pelted if you're using the pelted UV map. Okay, so that makes it for this video. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.